Hello, my name is Daniel Van Dyke, and today I'm going to be talking about the history of Japanese cinema. Early Japanese cinema. Cinema was first introduced to Japan in 1896. They were originally only 2 to 3 minute long videos accompanied by live music to make it more exciting. They originally thought the cinema was only a neat invention made by the Western civilization. They didn't find it like a serious form of entertainment. Later on, they would have live voice acting to go along with the silent films and the accompanied live music. These voice actors were called benshi, and towards the end of the time of silent films, they would have many different benshi performing these live performances. They even had say with the filmmakers, like they who like what kind of lines they would want in the film, and so on and so forth. Uh, Silent movies and benchies were replaced around 1935 for talkies, which are just normal movies that we would know nowadays with full voice acting and sound. One of the first popular talkie is called the Osaka Elegy. It's about a woman who tries to become a mistress to her married boss to repay her debt from her alcoholic father, but then is fired and turns to prostitution for money. As you can see, Japanese cinema has, even back then, had a much darker tone than would be seen in a Western film. You would never see a Western film that had prostitution in the 1930s. One of the most popular directors in Japanese history I'm going to talk about, his name is Akira Kurosawa. He was born in 1910, died in 1998. He's one of the most highly respected directors in Japanese history. He's one of the only directors at the time to find success in both Japanese and international markets from his many popular films. A big thing that influenced him is his family descended from samurai. That's why many of his films are uh, based in the Edo period, where there were many samurais and very traditional stuff. And overall, he directed 33 different movies. Some of the notable works by Kurosawa was Rashomon, uh, which launched international fame. Uh, it had a revolutionary split narrative with unreliable narrative, tough subject matter, and is known as one of his best films. Some other films he had was like The Seven Samurai, which was the most expensive Japanese film of all time. Um, and even when he adapted Macbeth, he made it into a cultural subtext in Throne of Blood. A lot of his movies go back to traditional Japanese heritage back in the 1800s, 1700s, and so on. Why was Kurosawa important? Kurosawa showed Japan's history in many of his movies, including Seven Samurai and Rashomon, with samurai and very traditional type of teachings. And he made Japanese cinema popular globally because at the time there was no real international reach of Japanese cinema. For modern Japanese cinema, uh, there was a decline in the 90s. And as it said, there's 200 million people who went to the movies that year. And that was only a fifth of what it was in the 50s when Kurosawa was making his movies. The reason for the decline was the amount of money it costed for a movie ticket, which even today is a extreme amount of money compared to, well, not extreme, but it is a considerable amount of money even compared to here, when where our movie tickets are around $12 for a adult ticket. Theirs would be around $20 for a ticket. And back then, there were very predictable movies being released, very formulaic gangster films, uh, you know, cheesy sci-fi, etc. And there, when Japanese cinema started getting a rise again, was in the early 2000s, when there was more funding given to directors and um, producers who make the Japanese movies from major television companies. And in 2006, for the first time in 21 years, movies made in Japan outperformed international blockbuster hits. Uh, and that was a very surprising thing, because they've always had to compete with various like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, which were very big in the early 2000s. Some popular modern day Japanese cinema are Battle Royale, which is said to inspire the Hunger Games franchise. 13 Assassins, which is about assassins trying to kill. It's a very more in this, like a more actiony kind of Kurosawa film, where it's like ninjas, assassins, etc. And the most recent one that is pretty big is called Like Father, Like Son, which is a drama where a father finds out his son was switched at birth, and the boy he's been raising was not his biological son, and he struggles to with that. These are the references for my work. Thank you for watching.